Hey guys, I am Game Advisor and welcome back to another Icarus update video. Today we're going to be talking about the week 29 update, which brings us Horde Mode. So let's jump right into it. Now, first things first, I just want to make this clear, they did do some different changes along with the graphics. These were just things to optimize, nothing you're probably going to notice if you were already running the game smoothly, but it is something they added to the game. So if you were having some issues, apparently this is a really big update to help with that. So if you were getting low FPS or having troubles playing the game on higher graphics, maybe give that a try this time around. Otherwise, the big feature today is Horde Mode. Horde Mode is essentially not really a mode. I don't really know why it's called a mode. What it should be called is, hey, we added an item into the game that attracts mobs and extracts exotics, except it's definitely different because it has like waves of mobs you have to kill. It's a whole thing. So let's just explain what this is first. Horde Mode essentially revolves around you creating this new tier 4 item that you have to place on top of these new exotic geyser things. They put out these little smoke clouds, so they're pretty easy to spot from far away, a lot easier than the exotic drill nodes and stuff we had before, but nonetheless, these are going to be in essentially every mission. It's just a tier 4 item you're going to have to craft. This means that you're going to have to go all the way up to tier 4 still if you want to get exotics outside of just your mission rewards or finding random mineable nodes. Now, once you place the new item down, which is called the Vapor Condenser by the way, the Vapor Condenser is then going to start attracting mobs. You'll have to clear 3 full waves of them, and for each wave you clear, you're going to get some exotics. In total, you'll end up getting about 100 on average. Of course, this number may vary. Of course, the number of waves may vary and how it specifically functions over time. So if you are watching this down the road, it may not be the same for you. The point here, though, is that essentially what this means is that now you're going to have another way of getting yourself some exotics. And I use the words another way lightly, because they make it seem like this Horde Mode is like a new way to play the game, which would be really cool. I think it would be awesome if there was some mode where it's like, hey, you have to protect this point. You get 1 hour from the time you drop in to grind up as much as you can, and then you have to protect it as long as you can, and when you die, they'll bring you back safely, and based on how long you could protect it after that hour, you get a huge reward. That's what I thought Horde Mode would be when I heard about it. But once you actually play it, all it is basically just an exotic extractor, except now they come in waves and it happens a little bit faster. To be honest with you, I don't think this is a huge addition to the game. I really wish Horde Mode would have been something a little bit more juicy for us to get our teeth into to add some more replayability value. It's nice that it's there. I'm not complaining that there's more content. It's just not really anything new. It feels like it's the same thing we had before with more mobs coming at us and the fact that you're going to get exotics a little bit faster. I'm sure they'll probably add a version of this into the actual workshop too, just like they did with the exotic extractor, but we'll have to wait and see on that. Otherwise, I will say it basically just results in you getting 3 waves of mobs, and you can go past that to get a new item that lets you craft trophies to kind of show off if maybe you're on your outpost or something. These cool new trophies that say, hey, look at me, I was able to get, 10 waves in or whatever, or beat it this many times or whatever, which is kind of cool. But to be honest, the trophy right now is just a little deer trophy and it kind of sucks, but they said they're going to add more, so hopefully that'll be improved upon. Regardless though, you get the same mobs from what I understand no matter where you're at, which means you're going to probably end up with wolves, bears, and jaguars throughout it, and each phase is a little bit different. They are going to scale with how many you actually get based on how many players are in the actual server with you, I believe. I don't believe it's radius, so if you have someone across the map doing it, they're going to have to handle a little bit more by themselves. At the end of the day, it really wasn't that hard. If you have a hunting rifle, then you will have no issues, or if you're good at the game and you can use bows and get away with it. Once again though, the rewards you're going to get here is exotics for the first 3 runs, which you can hit it 3 times on that node to get those rewards, and then after that you're going to get this new item, which is that enzyme, which can be currently only used to craft a deer statue at the rustic table, not the trophy table, even though it's a trophy, which is kind of weird, but we're not going to get into that. The point is, guys, it's here, it's new. I think it definitely is not my favorite addition to the game, although it is an interesting one. I think there's a lot more they could do with the concept of a Horde Mode. I really hope the devs take some time and think about having some more replayable endgame content for players, because if you're anything like us and you've cleared basically every mission in the game, you want something that you can kind of just run on repeat, even if it's just for some cosmetic trophies to put in your outpost or something with increasing difficulty, or maybe a special mode where it has even a leaderboard. I don't know. They don't have to go down that route. I'm not saying it's the best thing for the game, but this just feels not that exciting to me personally. They did also mention that they are going to be adding dedicated servers and decentralized characters, so if you're interested in that stuff, I'll let you just go ahead and read the Steam page and the new update log, but it's really nothing that's going to concern too many players, but some people may care about it, so I'll let you look into that yourself. Now, with that being said, they will also be adding outpost respawn locations. If you've been playing on the Styx map, it is pretty darn big, and if you set up your base anywhere not near spawn at the moment, it is a long run back every time you connect. So they're going to be adding a way to actually set your spawn in those missions. So I really hope they get that next week, because I know people who like their outposts, say in the snow biome, but don't have the snow biome outpost, are only going to be able to do it on Styx. And if they have to go all the way to the snow biome every time they spawn in, it's pretty big of a pain in the butt. I'm glad that the devs are adding that in. I just don't know when it's actually going to get into the game though. There are some quick other things I do want to mention really quick here for you guys, and these are just things that they're saying, hey, we may not have added it to the actual game, but it's kind of stuff we've added to our little project version of it that we're working on. So I just want to go over some of the interesting stuff I noticed in this update that they were talking about. One of which is the fact that they added a bronze elephant statue to the project. I'm assuming this is what's going to be the next version of the deer statue for getting those enzymes, but who knows what they're going to want to use it for. Although the really important thing I noticed here is actually the fact that they're talking about mounts. If you see right here, it says they committed missing saddle class from mount prototype Comet. I don't know what this really is, to be honest with you. They also talk about them a little bit more if you kind of scroll through. Like here it says they fixed mounts to not forcing clients into third person whenever they were entering the saddle. They also fixed a bumpy camera movement. I believe somewhere in here they talk about actually being able to ride a tamed animal or something. So definitely interested to see what all this is about. I think this would be really cool. I don't know what mount you're riding around on in the game currently, so maybe they're actually talking about some kind of vehicle. But then again, down here we're seeing that it says mount can now sprint and swim, so I'm assuming this has to be an animal, and the only animals big enough for us to actually ride on are deers, which wouldn't make sense, bears, which wouldn't make sense, and then elephants. So if we're not riding around on an elephant, maybe they're adding like a horse to the game that you can tame like mid-run or something. That would be kind of cool. I don't really know just yet, but either way, I'm excited to see what they're going to do with this. This is a great addition to the game. I know a lot of people have been wanting mounts. Some of you may not, but it looks like they're working on them, and there's been a lot of updates to them. We may not see them for quite a while. We may not even see them till a DLC. There's nothing about a release date on them here. All it's saying is, hey, they've been working on them on the dev version of the game. With all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Game Advisor. For more Icarus and other survival game content, consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you again, and I'll see you next time.